Are you ready to discover the incredible power of the goddess of thunder? Join us on Midnight Murmurs as we delve into the world of ancient kingdoms, mythical warriors, and modern-day inspiration. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more thrilling stories like this. Chapter 1: The Thunder Goddess's Birth. Everything was still and dark. The only sound was the wind whistling through the trees like a somber dirge. The citizens of the ancient kingdom had long lived in constant fear of the gods. They offered prayers and sacrifices to them, and they constantly feared their wrath. They had no idea, however, that one day they would be given a gift that would alter their course of events forever. The goddess was conceived in the chaos and upheaval of a raging thunderstorm on a dark and stormy night. As lightning flashed across the sky, illuminating the night like a beacon of hope, the people of the kingdom gazed in awe. With long golden hair and eyes that sparkled like stars in the night sky, the goddess was a stunning being. She exuded a calming and electrifying energy, and she was strong and powerful. They had never encountered another being like her, and they were aware that she was unique. As the goddess grew older, she started to demonstrate her amazing power. She had the power to call forth lightning, command the winds, and tremble the very earth with her rage. Despite their awe and fear of her power, the people of the kingdom were aware of her greatness and knew she was destined for greatness. The goddess was raised in a terrifying and dark world, but she refused to let it win. She made the decision to concentrate on her strength and use it to illuminate the world and encourage others to follow in her footsteps. Although she was aware that using her power for evil could also be an option, she was adamant about doing so. The goddess became more involved in the affairs of the kingdom as she grew older. She used her power to heal the sick, bring about peace throughout the land, and shield the populace from harm. As her influence spread throughout the kingdom, the populace started to view her as a ray of hope in a foreboding environment. But as the goddess gained strength, so did her adversaries. There were those who wanted to manipulate her, profit from her strength, and turn her gift into something evil and nefarious. The goddess started to fight back because she realized she could not allow this to happen. In the face of peril, she gathered a small group of warriors who were willing to stand by her side as her supporters. They used their strength and bravery to defend the kingdom and its citizens as they fought together against those who attempted to control her. The goddess grew more powerful over the years, but she never lost sight of her original goal. She was aware that her gift was for the benefit of everyone, not just herself. She persisted in fighting those who sought to abuse her power, and she served as an example for others. The people of the kingdom started to view her as more than just a goddess. They also saw her as a friend, a leader, and a protector. They were aware that they would be safe from harm as long as she was with them, and that by working together, they could create a better future. The Thunder Goddess continued to exist, her strength growing stronger every day. She continued to represent courage and hope for the people of the kingdom, serving as a reminder that light can always be found, even in the most difficult circumstances. Chapter 2: The Goddess of Thunder in Mythology. The ancient kingdom's citizens revered the thunder goddess as a bulwark and a source of strength. But the goddess also had a place in mythology outside of their own beliefs. Her influence was felt in cultures all over the world as a result of the widespread dissemination of her stories. Zeus, the king of the gods, was the name given to the goddess of thunder in the mythology of ancient Greece. Zeus was frequently portrayed with a lightning bolt in his hand as a representation of his strength and might. He was renowned for his physical toughness, bravery, and mastery over the elements. Thor was the name of the thunder goddess in Norse mythology. Thor was a formidable warrior who possessed the Mjolnir magical hammer. He used his power to defend the world's populace and was frequently portrayed as a ferocious and commanding figure. However, the thunder goddess was more than just a representation of fortitude and might. She also felt a strong bond with the natural world. She was portrayed in many myths as the protector of the skies, the one in charge of the elements and the forces of nature. She was frequently linked to various natural occurrences, including rain, wind, and lightning as well as thunder. As the thunder goddess rose to prominence in mythology, various symbols and motifs started to be linked to her. Storm clouds, lightning, and thunderbolts all came to represent her strength and might. However, she was also linked to the hue blue, which stood for the sky and the heavens. Depending on the culture and the narrative, there were various connections between the goddess of thunder and other mythical figures. She was viewed as a protector and ally of other gods and goddesses in some myths. In other stories, she was a fierce warrior who fought other gods for control of nature. The thunder goddess, however, continued to be a representation of strength and power in mythologies all over the world despite these distinctions. People were moved by her stories to act bravely and courageously, to defend their moral convictions, and to rely on their own strength to defend those who were defenseless. People started to consider the thunder goddess to be more than just a mythical figure as word of her exploits spread. She came to represent strength and hope in their own lives, serving as a constant reminder that despite all odds, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Chapter 3: The Goddess of Thunder in Modern Culture. As Emily moved through the city's pitch-black streets, the rain came down in sheets. Although the wind whipped through her hair and clothes and made her shiver, she was adamant about getting where she was going. A strong woman known only as the goddess of thunder was said to be able to control the elements. Although myths and legends had always captivated Emily, she had never genuinely accepted their veracity until this point. Her grandmother had told her tales of a fierce woman who could summon lightning, command the winds, and cause the earth to tremble. She had heard tales of the goddess of thunder. Emily's heart was thumping in her chest as she walked up to an old, deserted warehouse outside the city. She inhaled deeply before pushing open the door and cautiously entering. The warehouse's interior was dim, musty, and full of rusted equipment and outdated crates. However, Emily noticed a strange energy in the air as she moved deeper inside. It appeared as though the air itself was electrically charged. a loud clap of thunder and a lightning flash appeared out of nowhere. In shock, Emily stumbled back, but then she noticed her. In the dim light, the goddess of thunder's hair looked like strands of gold as she stood in front of her. She was tall and powerful, with eyes that glistened with strength and resolve. The goddess of thunder questioned, her voice like rolling thunder, "Who are you?" Emily inhaled deeply before speaking, her voice trembling with amazement. "To see you, I've come. To learn your tale." The goddess of thunder gave her a long look before nodding. "Quite well. You must understand though that my story is not one that is simple to hear." The goddess of thunder got to talking as soon as Emily nodded enthusiastically. She recalled a time in the distant past when she had been born into a legendary kingdom. Her eyes had glistened like stars in the night sky, and she had been a stunning creature. She was able to summon lightning, control the wind, and cause the earth to tremble with her rage as she grew older, but these were only some of the indications of her incredible power. Although they had been both in awe and terrified of her strength, the people of the kingdom had known she was destined for greatness. She had used her power to heal the sick, bring peace to the land, and shield the populace from harm. Her adversaries, however, had aimed to subdue her and harness her strength for personal gain. The goddess of thunder had resisted those who attempted to subjugate her, using her bravery and strength to defend the kingdom and its populace. The people of the kingdom started to view her as a leader, protector, and friend because she had motivated others to follow in her footsteps. For the people of the kingdom, she had continued to serve as a representation of courage and hope, showing them that light could always be found even in the most difficult circumstances. The goddess of thunder spoke, and Emily listened in awe, her heart pounding with wonder. She had never before heard a tale with such strength and magic. She had the impression that she was seeing something truly extraordinary that would alter her forever. Emily stood there in awe as the goddess of thunder finished her story. Never before had she experienced such a sense of wonder and elation. She was aware that she would always remember this particular moment and the strength and magic of the goddess of thunder. Emily knew she would always carry the tale of the thunder goddess with her as she stepped outside into the pouring rain. She would share it with others in order to encourage them to have courage and to stand up for their convictions. Chapter 4: How to embody the strength of the goddess of thunder. Emily was filled with awe and wonder as she listened to the goddess of thunder speak. The goddess spoke in a way that was both strong and inspiring, and Emily couldn't help but be drawn to those qualities in her. As the discussion continued, Emily came to understand how she could use the thunder goddess wisdom in her own life. She started to realize that the goddess's power was something that could be channeled and harnessed for personal development and empowerment, rather than just something to be admired from a distance. Recognizing your own power is the first step toward taking on the strength of the thunder goddess. We can all access our inner strength and use it to get past difficulties and obstacles. Through mindfulness exercises like journaling or meditation, where we take the time to reflect on our thoughts and emotions and connect with our inner selves, we can accomplish this. To develop a spirit of fearlessness is another crucial component of embodying the power of the Thunder Goddess. This doesn't suggest that we should act rashly or impulsively, but rather that we should face obstacles with courage and confidence. Knowing that we have the strength within us to handle anything that comes our way, we should embrace the unknown and be willing to take chances. It's critical to develop compassion and empathy in addition to fearlessness. The Thunder Goddess was not only a formidable fighter but also a healer and a protector. She made use of her power to defend the peace and aid the helpless. We must also be willing to use our own power for the benefit of others in order to embody her strength. This entails showing kindness and compassion to others and advocating for those who are unable to advocate for themselves. Lastly, embodying the power of the Thunder Goddess entails accepting change and transformation. The goddess herself underwent numerous changes throughout her life, evolving from a young child endowed with extraordinary power to a sage and formidable leader. Even if it means letting go of ingrained habits of thought or behavior, we too must be prepared to embrace change and develop our own strength. The lessons of the Thunder Goddess can, in conclusion, be powerfully applied to our own lives. We can embody her strength and wisdom in our daily lives by acknowledging our own inner strength, cultivating fearlessness and compassion, and accepting change and transformation. Emily experienced a sense of calm and clarity that she had never experienced before as she left the warehouse. She was aware that she would always carry the teachings of the Thunder Goddess with her and that they would serve as inspiration and direction for her own path of development and empowerment. Thanks for tuning in to Midnight Murmurs and joining me on this journey into the world of the Goddess of Thunder. I hope you found this story inspiring and thought-provoking, and that it has given you a new perspective on the power of strength and courage. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more captivating stories. Until next time, keep exploring the world of myths and legends with Midnight Murmurs.